Welcome back to MMA Oddsbreaker. Frank Trigg. This week, Useless Gomez, who we're talking to.
My What's going on, boss? How you doing?
He's getting ready to fight RFA 18, Abel Cullum. Most of you know we have a conversation before we start taping the interviews. And I asked you, I said, is it still Abel Cullum? You're like, I think so. Yeah, it's still him. Is there a doubt sometimes that that's the guy you're going to fight?
Oh no, I just didn't know if that's how you pronounce his last name.
Oh, okay.
See, I thought you said Colin like the Twilight.
Oh, yeah.
I was hoping he wasn't a vampire.
No, we maybe he could be.
He might be.
He's not shiny.
He looks more like a werewolf, though.
I have to admit, you're right. He looks a lot more like a werewolf.
Yeah.
So I'm sure it's not like your recent past couple fights have been secretive. I mean, everyone knows you're on a 2-fight losing streak. Got a couple of the UFC. You're over on RFA now. Your last fight was back in February 2013. It's been well over a year since a year and a half to be exact, or to be close to the truth. What have you been doing that year and a half? I mean, I would love to say if it's been 3 months, let's go back, revisit these 2 fights. Let's figure out what you did wrong and have you fix it in training camp. But you've had 18 months to do this mess. So what have you been doing?
Man, the first fight in the UFC, short notice, just got caught. Then John Moraga ended up fighting for the title, so that's not really a bad loss. Yeah. The second fight, I felt like I beat Phil Harris, but whatever, they gave it to him. I've had 4 fights fall off in that year and a half. Oh. So I pretty much went through 2.5 to 3 full training camps. So it's not like I've been sitting at the house just eating Cheetos. I just kind of had bad luck,
So what made this fight come together and make it stick? Like, how come if this fight is happening and sticking, how come you weren't talking to RFA then back 18 months ago?
I don't know. It's weird, man, because people ask me well, why just first I originally was supposed to fight with Pandemonium. Then I had a fight lined up. Then it got pushed back. Then the show got canceled. And then the same thing happened twice. And then I was supposed to fight in Cage Warriors, and I got sick, cutting weight, so I couldn't do that one. And then I was supposed to fight in the show in Montana in May, did the whole camp, and then 2 weeks before the fight, that show got canceled. So it's kind of like I'm been kind of like a free agent. And RFA, for some reason, after all this time, they were like, "Hey, man," they're like, "Well, we need some depth in our divisions, and you're the kind of the guy we're looking for."
Is it a multi-fight contract with RFA?
Yeah. I think it's 3 fights so far.
Okay, and this is the first of 3.
Yeah.
Did they say, "Hey, look, we want you to be fighting for the title by your 3rd fight"? Did they give you any inclination of what they want to do with you, or is it just fight and win? We'll see what happens after every fight.
A little bit of both. I think it's fight and win, but I think they want me to fight for the belt at 125s next, but this fight's at 135, so we'll see, man. I'm not really a fan of cutting weight.
Well, not being a fan of cutting weight and being effective, which weight class are you more effective at as a fighter, 135 or 125?
I've never lost at 135.
Okay.
But the UFC picked me up at 125. So hang on, my son's walking in.
Yeah, no worries.
Dude. So hang on, say hi.
Hey,
you got yoga in your face. But I've never lost at 125. I've never lost at 135. Then again, at 125, there's probably only 30 of us, and I fought like 5 of the top 10 guys at that weight. Give me 1 second, okay?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Come on, let's go downstairs. What?
See, this is what happens when you interview family men that actually pay attention to their families, that sometimes the kids jump in the middle of the interview. If you've seen any of our interviews beforehand and previous to this, you've noticed that whenever the kids are around, they're always there. It's part of the fighter's life. My kids are downstairs actually playing on their iPad, and Stone is actually doing his homework right now. He's doing his flashcards. He's in kindergarten, has to get through that, so it happens quite a bit. We forget sometimes, even I forget, that there's actually other things going on, life and family and what have you. So it does actually happen in the middle. Kids, as all of us know with kids, they don't wait. They don't care what you have going on. They don't care what interview you're in the middle of. They don't care who you're talking to. They want some time. You can hear him shushing his kid right now, trying to get his son to be quiet.
Yeah, I'm sorry. He doesn't want to go.
No worries.
He's right here. Say hi.
It's fine. It's fine. I was telling the audience while you were when you were gone that we forget.
Are you gonna cry?
We forget that.
All right, let me give it to my mom real quick.
Yeah. No worries.
Come on.
It gets worse. You try to move him away. You try to get him moving down to do something else. It gets a little bit worse. And imagine that when you're trying to go to practice. Imagine having that sound in your ears as you're trying to get on the mat to get, start hitting mitts and get ready to spar. That you're all of a sudden thinking about, man, my son is missing right now. I could be home. I could be hanging out. I could be doing something else. And as a result, you can't, because this is how you make your living. This is how you make your money. And so, when we're in training camp, we're kind of, we have to kind of not pay attention to our family and not pay attention to our kids and our wives and significant others. And then when we're out of training camp, we tend to follow exactly everything everybody's doing all the time. And it's a tough life. Being a professional athlete, this is true for any sport. I don't care if it's football, baseball, basketball, MMA. We're all like this. That when it's season time, we're paying attention. Unfortunately, MMA doesn't have a season, so it's 8-week, 12-week camps at a time is kind of how we do it. But the reality of it is that really we don't have that much free time, that much away time from our family. We're with our family all the time. We're not paying attention, so it's difficult. And so it takes some time. But obviously, you see Gomez is handling it well as best he can.
He didn't want to go, so we gotta.
Okay, we got a guest.
Say hi. Say hi.
Hey, buddy.
Say hi. Come on.
See, I remember those days.
Yeah, I know. He's 3, so.
How old is he?
3.
3. Yeah. My youngest is going to turn 4 in just about 30 days. So it's.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Yeah, same deal, same situation. I was.
Yeah.
Telling the folks at home that while you were gone, that sometimes that sound is in your ears when you're leaving to go to practice.
Oh man, it's the worst sometimes. Like not the worst because it's he's my son. But sometimes I'll be like, man, I'm trying to go first thing in the morning. He's like, oh, let's play. And I'm like, oh, man.
I know, right? And
you're taking time from him,
And then you're thinking about it, you're like, wow, that's the last sound I heard before I left the house. Now what am I going to do? Like, now I got to get hit in the head? I can't think about that.
Yeah.
So it's difficult. It's tough. And how do you balance it? Like, how do you keep things balanced between your kids and your life and practice and having to train to get, hit in the head and then, getting home and still playing family time? Like, how do you do it?
It's hard, man, because, I also work a full-time job, which is nights. So in the morning I get up, and I try to sleep in as much as I can, but he usually wakes me up at 8 o'clock in the morning.
Okay.
So I try to hang out with him before practice. Depending on what I'm doing in the gym, if I don't have a fight coming up, then, I'll bring him to the gym with me. He can go run around and all that. If I have a fight coming up, I kind of take him to my parents' house, to my in-laws, and they watch him for me. But it's hard, man, because it's like, he just turned 3, and this is the first time I've seen him all day because I've been in the gym, running around, doing all that stuff. So.
Oh yeah, now all of a sudden it's interview time, and he's like, "What? It's supposed to be daddy time. What am I going to do?"
Yeah.
How
We're to go watch.
How does your wife handle it? How does your wife handle it?
How I feel about it?
Yeah.
Man, you know what? I don't know, man. You still crying, dude? Don't cry. Be a big boy. She likes that fight because it's something I want to do. Mm-hmm. But it's like my mom, same as I think. Like they support me because it's what I want to do, but I think they would rather have me do something else.
Yeah. So, but she doesn't give you that constant. I hate to say nagging because it's not what it is, but it's kind of what it sounds like. It's like that constant. Okay, so what are we gonna do after fighting's over? Where are we gonna be when this is all done? And she doesn't give you that speech every time you get done with a fight.
No, it's like we've had that talk once. After when I got cut by the UFC, mm-hmm. And I was like, man, I told her I was like, I'm way better than what I showed. Just kind of two fights I had, just kind of didn't go my way. But she supports me in what I do, but at the same time, it's kind of like I've only been stopped once. I think if it was different, where I got stopped 3 or 4 times in a row, then we'd have that conversation. But she's like, you only really been put away once, and I felt like I only got put away because I took the fight, like on a week's notice,
Oh, okay. Yeah, and that was a John Murga fight.
Yeah,
it was for the title, big fight, big match, big nerves, big everything coming out. You're trying to sell out to prove a point, and he's a champ. You had a week notice fight. Well, you get laid out sometimes. Fighting's a fight, and you get laid out. So
yeah, I had this conversation with someone, and I'm like, you live by the sword, you die by the sword. If I knock someone out or I get knocked out, that's pretty much part of the game. Are you tired? Sorry, he's tired now.
From crying to yawning. That's how it goes.
Yeah.
That was the games. Now, when you're home, do you cook and clean and kind of take up some of the domestic duties as well? But you say you have a full-time job plus training. And I know your wife works, so how are you getting all this stuff put together? Man,
I do, man. I'm like, don't cry. I garden and all that stuff, which is kind of weird. I think it's because I'm so used to just destroying something that started wanting to build something.
Do you want me to be racist? Like I garden like that? I mean, do you just want to open that door up for me? Just let me jump.
I don't know, man. It's weird, man. It just relaxes me. You know what I mean? Like I wash the dishes in the house. I don't do none of the toilet stuff and all that. I'll wash the dishes. I won't vacuum, but I do stuff that I feel like I want to do. I do all the laundry for me, him, and my wife sometimes, But, yeah, it's weird. I don't know,
You said you like the garden. What do you garden? Are you a flower guy? Or do you like to grow vegetables? Or I mean, what do you mean you garden?
I was gonna say I hang out with what's his name? The ref that got busted for weed.
Oh,
But that would probably give me a Roethlisberger.
Yeah, Troy. Is that his name? Roethlisberger? Whatever. Yeah.
Roethlisberger's the ref. Or no, he's a football player. I don't know.
Player. Yeah, I know who you're talking about. It would have been funny.
Kind of stuff.
That would have been funny if we knew his name. That would have been great if we pulled.
Yeah, I know. I'm sure Eddie Bauer knows it.
So, how do you see Abel? I know you've seen tape on him. I know you've been watching him fight. Like, how do you see Abel as a fighter? Like, what do you think this fight's going to go?
Well, that's weird, because he hasn't fought in 3 years. So if he's been sitting in his house eating Cheetos, it'd be easy for me. I would like to say he's been training, So as far as just watching his old footage, he's aggressive. He comes forward a lot. Okay? He comes forward a lot. He throws 2-3s combinations. I thought he's a wrestler. Someone says he's a jiu-jitsu guy. I don't necessarily think he's that better at jiu-jitsu than me. But he's definitely scrappy. He's hard to put away. One thing I've noticed about his record is that he's lost to the people he's supposed to lose to, and he's beat the people he's supposed to beat.
Yeah, pretty much the middle of the road. And as you're looking at it, he came up with, he hasn't, not only has he not fought in 3 years, but he hasn't won in 4 years. His last victory came in 2010, and then he had 3 losses in a row. Jimmy Rivera, Jared Pezalpan, and Mizaki Minari. And he got badly armbarred in that last fight at Dream 17. So it was he's been out for a while, and I kind of thought that he retired because I haven't heard his name in a long time. And then
I guess he was supposed to fight Ruben Duran too, but I think that fight pulled out.
Yeah, he's like you. He's had a couple of fights pull out in the last little bit. So this is gonna be a real good matchup. It's a really good fight to see on RFA 18. They're doing a good job over there getting these fights put together. And to be honest with you, it's a great co-main event for us at home to be able to watch.
Sorry, hang on.
I really like how this thing is going to pan out. Are you excited about this fight? Are you excited about being back in it again?
Yeah, man. I mean, it's like I made the joke. I gotta kind of like wrap myself in a bubble for the last week, make sure I don't get hurt, that kind of stuff,
Yeah, I totally understand. Well, thanks just for coming out here. I appreciate it. It's been a long time. It's about time that we finally got to interview each other and quit seeing each other just hanging out. I'm glad you're back fighting again. I hope this fight goes well for you because I want to see you keep doing it.
Yeah, man. I mean, I'm young. I'm still 31. I've had 13, 14 fights. He's 27. He's had almost 30. So that's a lot of wear and tear on your body. At that age.
Yeah. Hopefully, your time off has done you well, and that you go in there and you be able to get through this fight really quickly, and then see you come back out and fight again quick.
Yeah, man. I mean, I like to stay busy. I like to fight 3 times in 1 year, and I haven't fought in a year and a half. So I got a lot of making up to do.
Yeah, you really do. You really do. All right, thanks, bud. We'll talk to you later.
All right, man. Sorry, man. No, my son's over here being a little pain in the butt.
No worries. It happens. It's your family guy. That's how it goes.
Say bye, Mijo. Say bye. Hey, say bye.
Bye.
Bye. See you.
All right, man. Sorry about that.
No worries.
Thank you.